How are we, people? I know I'm releasing another video so soon. Forgive me while I have my cigarette. I'm just a bit intense at the moment. A lot of emotions are spooling up. Just comments from my previous video have prompted me to make this video. Now, forgive me if I don't come across right and I'm not articulating my thoughts right. As you know, target individuals are going through the loop, so bear with me. But what's actually prompted me to making this video is some of the xenophobic comments that I'm receiving. A lot of people are blaming this target individual program on white people. I beg to differ. And also I've been watching a lot of videos about black supremacy and white supremacy and everything else in between. And it really bothers me that I know the truth up here. I understand history of man. Not all of it, but enough to understand what's to go. Now, let me put this straight up. Anyone who thinks or believes another race is superior to another race, or calls other races subhumans, or anything along those lines, is completely incorrect, and is either being led to believe that, or they know the truth and want to conceal it from people. Okay. Now, a lot of people claim that the Nords and the blonde-haired, blue-eyed Aryan race is superior. Now, I beg to differ. Okay. Now, a lot of people also say that black people are superior. I beg to differ. Now, I'll just throw a few points out there. Now, Hitler, what was his sign? What was his the sign that he uses? A swastika, right? If Hitler was such a white supremacist, why was he using a Hindu symbol? Why was he so obsessed in ancient Egypt and the knowledges and the information from the Bhagavad Gita, which is Indian, Hindu Sanskrit? Why? Let's just lay the cards down on the table, right? Look what the Egyptians built, okay, with this grand architecture, using this sacred geometry, building pyramids that we can't even build to this day, that will last throughout time as long as the pyramids have. Why do you think all the Egyptian statues' noses have been broken off? So you can't tell what race built them. We know they were dark-skinned people, but we don't actually know whether they were full-blooded Africans or were they a cross between Aryans and African man. That's a highly debatable fact. What was I going to say? Alright. Keep the working classes and the poorer classes uneducated, and will always remain beasts of burden. Anyone that's truly educated is not racist. You can't be racist because racism is false. How can I expand on that? Racism is just fear of another culture. Racism is believing you're superior. Now, let me put forward what the white man has done for this world. Okay, the white man has traveled the globe and amalgamated all the ancient understandings from colored people. They had the capacity, okay, to go out there and amalgamate all this information, okay, this knowledge. Yeah. Now, African people, Indian people, native people were comfortable on their land. They didn't need to travel anywhere. Okay, so they didn't have to use any parts of their brain to get them to do that. Now, I'm not putting them down. Let me finish. Okay, the Nords come up from the northern parts of the world. Were frozen over and cold. Hence why they got fair skin. Lack of exposure to sunlight. I'm not saying that they're lesser than us, because I am a hybrid. As you can see, I'm not completely black, I'm not completely white. So I've got ancestry from both. So I'll throw up the Hitler sign and the Black Power sign. In between. People are going to get offended. That's up to you. But I'm just showing you there's mutual ground within me. Kids, don't do this. It's a very bad habit. Now, these xenophobic people out there, like this British girl, I was watching her video saying that darker coloured people have low IQs. That may be true for the current day and age. You see, intelligence starts from childhood, okay? When you mature, you slow down in absorbing information and knowledge. Okay, your mind slows down in its expansion. So whatever you pour into a child's mind paves the way, I should say, for what they're going to be like, what their level of intelligence is going to be like in the future when they're adults. Okay? I'm hoping people are seeing what I'm trying to say here. Back to the white man coming down from the northern colder parts. Their diet was different, the environment was completely different. There wasn't as much game, okay, so they had to become excellent hunters. They were excellent hunters. As you can see, European man's eyes are more closer together, okay. Now if you want to go look in nature, okay, if you ever want to read up on Charles Darwin, a lot of his work I believe to be accurate, and there's a lot of it that I completely disagree with. But I don't have any university background or anything to back up my statement. What I'm trying to say is if you look in nature, any creature that has close eyes that are close together are, how can I call it, apex predators. Anything that has eyes on the side is prey. They always got to look around them because they're smaller and weaker. So the white man living up in the cold regions, there wasn't much game for them to hunt as there would have been in the plains of Africa or India or anywhere else in a subtropical continent or warmer climate continents. Also, the white man is excellent at navigating the seas. Okay, they're awesome at building ships. The Vikings, Christ, they rode across the oceans, mate. Navigated their way through very rough seas. No compass, okay? Navigating with the celestial bodies, with the stars. Now, again, the environment that they came from helped that knowledge grow within them. How can I put this? It became too cold, or no, the other way around. The ice melted and they were able to come down into lower parts of the world. Obviously, all human beings know that warmer climates are much better for human beings to be living in. There's more resources, there's more plant life, there's more game. I'm not putting down any parts of this globe. Don't take me wrong, I'm just laying down facts. Okay? The Arabs were awesome at navigating, okay? And were awesome at researching and understanding astronomy. Okay, the study of the heavenly bodies. Why? Because in the desert, there's nothing there. So they're always looking up. Human beings are proactive creatures. Doesn't matter where you come from. If your environment has nothing for you to suss out and to learn from and whatnot, you're going to look up to where there is something going on. Okay? Plain and simple. Now the Egyptians, they were geneticists. They used to selective breed. Used to do selective breeding with plants and animals. Things that we're doing today, which is most of our farm animals are hybrids. Okay? All of our crops are hybrids. Crossing over two different genetic structures to give a hybrid, which is better. Any scientist will tell you this fact. Now, if people say that coloured people are inferior, again, they ever been misled to believe that? Or they're trying to keep the truth hidden from you. Okay? Now, coloured man, I believe from the research that I've done, predominantly uses the right side of their brain, the right hemisphere. Caucasian man predominantly uses the left side of their brain, left hemisphere. And that is also to do with the environment that you come from. Okay, you adapt any living creature, which is what Charles Darwin has in his research, when he went and studied the island of the Galapagos Islands and he came up with the theory of natural selection. It's all in his work. Go and read it if you don't already know it. So the environment sort of prompts how can I put this? How a living creature's mind's going to be working, what colour their skin is, the size of their hands and their feet, their body size, etc. So your coloured man is more slender, okay? So we can expel heat faster. Caucasian man, European man, Aryan race are larger bones, larger bodies, longer nose structure, so they don't expel the heat as fast. Coloured man has a shorter nose, so they can expel heat from their body faster. It doesn't make anybody superior to anybody, okay? Just different. We've got different qualities. All humanity, all of humans, doesn't matter what race you come from, share different qualities, okay? Now, what we have a lot to thank the European man for, which is half of my descendantry, is amalgamating the world's human populations, regardless what color they come from. Okay? And this is all by design. The universe knows what it's doing. There has been turmoil along the way where there's been clash of cultures. Yes, we can't debate that fact, but we've got to look at the positives that's come from it. Okay? Yes, the American Indians' land was taken off them. It's unfortunate. It was a sad, dark part of mankind's history. Okay? And the Australian Aborigines, the same thing. But they're still here. They're not wiped out. They're still here. Okay? There are hybrids, yes. But what actually has happened is that mankind has merged now. Okay, we're together, living on one continent. Numerous amounts of ethnicities, cultural backgrounds. Okay? And that is awesome for mankind. People say the Romans were awesome plumbers and architects and whatnot. Yes, they were brilliant. Okay? But where did that information and that knowledge come from? It was shared. Mankind shares information together. If you want to go back to how we were back in before we learned how to use fire, one tribe didn't know how to use fire and another tribe did. Okay? So what did they do? Because they knew that inbreeding was no good, they trade humans from their tribe with the knowledge that knew how to use fire for another member of another tribe which had knowledge that tribe didn't have. Okay? And that's how we've gotten where we are today. You know what I mean? It's brilliant. Mankind is just, if you think about it, if we work together and share this knowledge and this information and get over this black and white shit, this superiority, this inferiority shit, we will climb to heights that mankind's never seen before. Okay? Now I'm just referring back to a story from the Bible when we built the Tower of Babel. We all spoke one language. We were all one. Correct or not? Look what we achieved. We built a large tower. How long ago? Now, anybody that disagrees with me, like I said, is either been led to believe that or they know the truth and they're suppressing it. Okay? Plain and simple. If people want to say, the white people have destroyed the world, well, go back and look in history, okay? The Scots and the Irish suffered before anyone else did. Alright? Plain and simple. The Vikings used to raid Saxon man and Anglo man. Okay? Yes, they were warring with each other. They're fair-skinned people. Why? It's not a black and white issue. Okay? It's the wealthy who are holding all the knowledge and information from the lower working classes and the poorer classes. Okay? Truly, if the working classes and the poorer classes were educated, they would not allow themselves to be beasts of burden, okay? So these rich people can run to the bank with our money and keep us subservient slaves. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with working and earning a dollar, an honest dollar, and feeding yourself and supporting yourself. This is what's killing me about not being able to work and be independent. Yeah? But you put in some hard yards and you get what you've worked for. Okay? Not peanuts. Alright? I'm not a communist. I don't believe in politics. I don't believe in right wing, left wing. They are both wings to the same bird. Alright? Natural law is the way. Natural law. There is no division. There's no political differences. There's no ethnical differences. Yes, okay, I understand that all creatures are in competition with each other for resources. Yep. But as human beings, we've evolved past that. We don't need to compete for resources anymore. Okay? We have parked our asses up. We started farming the land. Yeah. We started growing our own resources, etc., etc. All this other shit is just a primitive mindset that we are struggling to let go of. This tribal primitive mentality of warring with another tribe in competition for territory. Okay? If you look at a dog while he's eating and you go and pull the bone out of his mouth, he's going to tear you to pieces. Okay? Or if another dog steps on that dog's territory and he's marked it all around and everything, he's going to get territorial. That's an animal. Mankind has risen past that. Okay? We've developed frontal lobes. We've developed parts of our brain that animals don't use. We've developed vocal cords to communicate. See, if animals could communicate without growling and fighting each other, I'm sure that they would. But why is mankind still hung on this primitive mindset? It's pissing me off. Seeing a white person say that white people are superior and dark people are inferior. It pisses me off when a black person says that black people are superior and white people are inferior. How the fuck does that work? You're not educated if that's what you believe. Okay? Mankind's all one. We all come from the same point of origin millions of years before we separated. Okay? Regardless if the theory is correct that we marched our asses out of Africa and scattered around the globe, and the environments that we chose to live in dictated what we're going to look like and what qualities we're going to start having. Or if we came from India, or if we came from Australia, okay? There are a lot of theories out there. None have actually been proven. You know, it hasn't even been proven that we come from hominids, from bipedal apes. Again, Charles Darwin's research only goes so far as it being true. Where's the missing link? Where is that link between mankind and the primitive man? These bipedal apes, okay? Where is that missing link? You can't just jump from a furry, two-legged, almost animal-like being to what modern man is today. Yes, we had Neanderthals, but Neanderthals are a parallel line. They don't come from the same line. They're a parallel line. Now, some of the theory is that we hunted them out, we fought them out, we killed them out, or because we were better at using tools, we just outbred them. Or we bred with them. There's a lot of theories out there, none have actually been proven. I believe that we've intermingled and we've interbred and we've killed. Okay? If you look what modern man's done on the earth now in recent times, in the past 400-500 years, it just shows you the characteristics of modern man. We've raped the earth for all its resources. We've almost wiped out all the native human populations on the earth, and we're still doing so now, up in Papua New Guinea, up in Northern Territory, okay, and other parts of the globe that's probably not even being advertised, like the Palestinian population. Their native population, they're getting wiped out. It's still happening. Colonialism is still occurring, and because of this mindset of superiority over another is still existing. Once we get over this hurdle, folks, we won't just be launching rockets to space. We'll be venturing out into the deepest regions of space, the deepest regions of the universe. We may even make contact with other beings that are out there. Okay, and anyone that tells me that there's no beings out there is foolish. The endless amount of space up there, we're the only intelligent beings in the whole cosmos. Psh, bullshit. Alright? Get over these fucking hiccups. Get over them, people. We're all one. Okay? And our differences make, when we put them together, make us stronger as a human race. Alright? Wake up, people, please. I'm tired of hearing this xenophobic fucking mindset. It pisses me off. Just do some research, people. History is amazing. If you understand history, half your quest will be over. And history is deep. There's a lot of twists and turns, alright? Why do you think it's called his story? The victor always writes history. So you always got to look at both sides of the coin. Yeah, Hitler done some atrocities, but there's also another side to Hitler that people don't understand. You got to look at the positives and negatives in life. There's polarities in life, up and down, black and white, negative and positive. And that's what life consists of. You can't have one without the other. And that's why I have the yin yang tattooed on me, because that's the perfect symbol for that understanding. And where does that come from? Asian cultures. Not colored man, not white man, Asians. See, we all have something to give for the better of mankind. I don't care what anyone says. I will debate people till their cows come home. Okay, till the world literally shits itself and implodes, I will continue arguing that fact. Mankind is better united than separated. Just think about it. People have to gain by us being separated. A small handful of people. But humanity on a collective scale has more to gain by being unified. I'm done. I'm done with these ignorant folk. Okay? And anyone who tells you otherwise is keeping this knowledge from you. Or they've been led to believe that as well, and they don't know the truth. Bottom line. You can't tell me it's correct by shooting another man in the head and watching his brain pour out of his skull. Or invasions, or whatever, or bombings. You can't tell me that's right of humanity to do. It doesn't matter who's doing it. It's not right. We have come further than that. Alright? Open this up, people. It's time for mankind to take the next step in evolution and expand our mind, expand our consciousness, and develop parts of our brain that we've never ever dreamed of being able to use. You don't understand what we can achieve if we do this. Okay, and I'm probably going to be knocked off or get into a lot of trouble for sharing this information. And there are a lot more people out there that know this in depth. I'm just scratching the surface with the limited knowledge that I have. Okay? It's out there, people, and there are people out there fighting for the same goddamn thing. It's time. The universe is making mankind wake up, and we're starting to move forward. Okay? And they're trying to keep us going backwards. Enough. Let's turn it around on the oppressors and show them that there's no need to have oppressors. There's no need to have this style of system. You can still have your power. You can still live this luxurious life that you have, but you're just not going to be controlling mankind anymore. Okay? You're going to be controlling your own life and your own affairs. Plain and simple. No rights are going to be taken from anyone. And no, you shouldn't kill your oppressor. We should sit down, break bread together, and join forces. Let them teach us things that we don't know. Let's teach them things that they don't know. Again, amalgamation, a merger, a unity. That's how it's going to work, people. Get one stick, you can break it. Put a bundle of sticks together, try breaking it. Okay, I'm going to leave you one more comment. Your fingers are all different lengths, but it makes one hand, and that works perfectly. Correct? Salute me, hombres. Salute me, carnales. I love you all. Black, white, brown, yellow, purple, green, those aliens from the sky, whatever. I don't care. We're all part of creation. We all come from the Creator. That's it, plain and simple. It's a very deep and vast subject, and I've only just tickled the surface, not even scratched it. There are people out there that know so much more. Research their work. Get in contact with them. Build up communications with people. Build up relationships with people on like-minded levels, and let's spread this consciousness and this understanding around the world. There are millions of people doing so. There are billions of people that are thinking the same thing but just don't know how to articulate it or too scared to. Let's do it, people. Put down your arms. Put down your guns and knives, okay? Put down your bombs.
Destroy them. Get rid of them. Pick up books. Research the internet. Knowledge is the best thing for mankind. Okay? And even if you're being bombed, yeah, and you can't fight back, pick up a book. Don't sit there wasting your time being scared and living in fear. Expand your consciousness. Further educate your children that are living in these oppressed conditions. When I seen Palestinian kids having a classroom out in the open and there's bombs and shit flying over them, a tear was brought to my eye. I thought to myself, this is what mankind needs to be doing on a larger scale. Get all your weaponry, stockpile it, and just destroy it. It's setting us back. Okay, it's setting us back. Wake up, please, people. Wake up before we destroy everything, before we destroy this heaven that we're living on. Earth is a heaven. Earth is an Eden. Okay, it's a utopia. And we're preventing that from happening. We are. We truly are. Salute.